Hey everybody, Phil here. Today I'm going to be showing you how to survive your first day in 7 Days to Die. Now, I'll be playing Alpha 15, Bravo 105, so things may have changed in whatever version you're in, but I'm guessing they'll be somewhat similar either way. Let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to create a new game just so I'm not building off of an existing one. And we can just do standard options, my game, it doesn't really matter. Let's go ahead and do a random Gen 1 and we'll rename it. For the sake of this particular tutorial, we'll just do survival single player. And start. Alright. When you spawn into the world, you're essentially naked. You get this lovely message. It says, you're in a crappy place, good luck. You will get a series of quests to begin and to kind of help you get used to the game. For the first few minutes, you will not be attacked by zombies, so it's good you get started on these quickly. So, we need to gather plant fibers, gather wood, gather small stone, and craft a stone axe. So gathering in this game is much like gathering many other games. With your mouse, you left click to attack, or to, in this case, gather, and you will swing or gather whatever you're pointed at within reason. So we've punched these little weeds to gather our plant fibers. Talk about that in a second. To gather wood, it would make sense to go up to a tree, and we don't really have any tools yet, so we'll just punch the crap out of the tree here. Alright, we got our 2 wood. Now let's look around for a small stone. You'll see them sitting all over the place. You put your mouse over them. It says press E to pick it up. So we'll press E to pick up that small stone. We need 5 of them. 4 and 5. Alright, so we've got all of our items here. If we press B, like Bravo, you can pull up your inventory and verify you've got all the things you need. And up here we can click on the crafting window. We can search for X. You'll see stone axe, so you can click on that and then click craft. Then a series of seconds, the stone axe will appear in your inventory, completing that challenge. Let's go ahead and equip it down here. And now we can select it and use it. Okay. Craft plant fiber clothing. We need more plant fibers. So let's run around and just whack more plants until we get up to 35. This will happen pretty quickly. Alright. So, we needed 35. Let's verify we got 36. That's plenty. So go to the crafting menu again. We need craft fiber pants. I'm just going to search for pants. There we go. Craft. Or sorry, cloth fiber pants. Fiber shirt. Let's do this. Fiber shirt. Craft. Fiber hood. Craft. Fiber shoes. And fiber gloves. Oh, there they are. For whatever reason, I just didn't see them. Okay. Excellent, those are finished crafting. We'll click back on the character sheet here. Now you see our character is buck naked. You can either click and drag these into the appropriate place, in this case in the pants slot, or you can hold left shift and click on it and it will automatically populate in its appropriate slot. Okay, so the next quest is to craft a wooden club. We need 10 wood. Let's go back and we'll whack our tree with our new stone axe. And we have 10 wood already. That went quickly. I hit B to get back into my character sheet. Verify I've got 10 wood. Go to the crafting menu. Type in wooden club. Click on it, hit craft. Wonderful. Now I'm going to remove some of these things from my quick action menu down here, as I don't necessarily need them in the quick action menu. Craft a bow and arrows. Oh, we need more wood. You know how to do that. Just left click with your stone axe on the tree. Gather more plant fibers. Left click and whack some plant fibers here. Wonderful. Alright. So Some small stone, we know how to do that. Just run around and try and find them. There's another one. Okay, good. Okay, we have all the materials we need. You can hit B like Bravo to get back in and verify. Go to the crafting menu. I like to type here, but I mean, you could search just as easily. Across the top, you'll see categories, basics, building, etc. Here you see ammos and weapons. You can see our wooden bow, or wooden bow. There we go. Hit craft. And then while we're waiting, we also need arrows. It wants us to create 2. So you can either type in 2 here, you can click the arrows to change the quantity, or you can click the create as many as I possibly can arrow over here. In this case, we can only create 2. Okay, let's equip our bow. Just a quick note about the bow. When you select it, left-clicking initially does nothing. Right-clicking will zoom, but again, you're not going to be able to do anything. First, you have to load the bow. So with the bow selected, hit R for reload, and now you've got an arrow knocked. You could fire like this. I don't want to waste arrow. You could fire without it zoomed in by just holding left click, but the way I prefer to do it is to hold right click to zoom, and then hold left click to fire, release left click, and it'll fire the arrow. I'm going to switch weapons here just so I don't fire and waste arrow. Alright, start a base. We'll gather more wood. Left clicking on the tree with my axe out yet again. Alright, let's craft a wood frame. I'll hit B like Bravo. See, I've got the wood. Go to crafting. You could go to building and find wood frame. There you go. Or you could just type in frame or wood frame, whatever's easier for you. We need to make 3, not 11. Okay. Easy enough. So let's drag that down to our action bar down here. We'll select it by using the mouse wheel, or you could press number 4 to select the 4th slot. Now, with that selected, you will start to see the wood frame appear in front of you. Left-clicking will rotate it. Not that you can tell with the wooden frame. Left-clicking rotates the object. Right-clicking places it. So we will place all 3 of these. Okay. Now this one was a little tricky for me to figure out, probably because I'm a moron. To upgrade the wood frames, you then right-click on them with your axe selected. You're going to hold it, and it will upgrade them. As you can see in the lower right-hand corner, it's using wood to actually upgrade it. Okay. Next quest is to gather plant fiber, or sorry, to craft a bedroll. So let's go ahead and gather some plant fibers by left-clicking and whacking the plants with our stone axe. And I'll grab some extras because why not? Okay. Hit B, verify I got the fibers. Click on crafting. We'll just type in bedroll. Click on it, hit craft. While we're waiting, I'm going to collect some more plant fibers, and I'll show you why here in a little bit. While we're waiting for that to finish, in the lower left-hand corner, you'll see a couple of bars, one red, one blue. The blue bar is our stamina. The red bar, of course, is our health. If we hit B to go back to our character sheet, you can see some more information. The level up here is your progress in gaining the next level. Wellness is your overall wellness, just how happy you are, or how miserable you are. The higher that is, the higher potential stamina and health you have. Food and water is pretty self-explanatory, how hungry or thirsty you are. Below that, it tells you what the current temperature feels like, how many zombies you've killed, how many players you've killed, how many times you've died, how far in kilometers, not freedom units, you've run, how many things you've crafted, and how long you've lived in this life. So, back to the quest at hand. We'll place the bedroll down in the action bar. We will select it by pressing 8 or mouse wheeling to it. You have to place it, in this case, on top of a man-made structure here. Now, if this was a different shape, we could left-click to rotate it. You can rotate in all sorts of obnoxious directions, but this direction works. We will right-click to place it, and now we have a bedroll. Having a bedroll is important, because when you die, you will respawn at your most recently placed bedroll. If we did not have that when we were murdered by a zombie, it might put us in some random place, and that would suck. Build a campfire. So the first thing we have to do is gather stone. There's 1, and 2. I'm just gonna whack stuff while we're moving around here looking for stone. There's a general rule of thumb in this game, or a couple of them. One of them is always be collecting, and the other is always crafting. I said there was a general rule of thumb. There are a few general rules of thumb. Always be collecting, always be crafting. I'll explain that more in incoming videos. There. Stone. Bird's nest. There's stone. And stone and stone. Okay. We have all the required stone. And I have lost my little bedroll. There it is. Okay. Good. So we got all our crap. B, crafting, campfire, craft. Okay. Put it in our action bar. Select it. And bring it to place. So, we have our fire pit. We have recently acquired a skill point, which is wonderful. So we can spend that, but we're going to save that just for a moment. The next thing to do is locate a trader. Okay. So if you press M, like Mike, you can open your map, and you'll see a tiny dot appear here. Okay, if you scroll in, it's got a little vendor icon. That is our trader. So, why don't we go ahead and get running to the trader. On the map, or on your compass up top, you can see a very small icon above southwest. That's the trader icon. As we get closer, it'll get larger. So, let's point ourselves in that direction and begin running. So, walking, general movement is done through WASD keys. I should have explained this first. To run, you hold shift. As another point of note, you'll see a bed icon behind us. That's where our bedroll is placed. So if you ever get lost, you need to find your bedroll, you can do so by looking at your compass on top. Okay. Let us run to the trader. Now, as your stamina goes down, you will have to walk eventually. As you walk or stop running, you can regain stamina. Perhaps not the first day, but shortly after, we're going to have to eat something, and we're going to have to drink something. So we can cover how to gather more food here in a bit. Out of stamina. So I'll walk for a minute. Me punching things doesn't help, as that also uses stamina. You'll see pigs running around, you'll see bears, you'll see deer. All these things can be killed and eaten, or their meat can also be cooked for food. You see birds' nests. Mouse over them and hit E like echo, and collect feathers and sometimes eggs. Eggs can also be cooked for food. If you are fortunate enough to start in the desert biome, there is actually quite a bit of food, and if you happen to come across a single jar, then all the liquid you need by collecting yucca, which I'm sure I'll show you in a later video. Alright, we're running. I did hear a zombie there, but zombies aren't necessarily very fast from the day. You can walk away from them in most cases. There are some exceptions. If you happen to wander into what we call the wasteland biome, where there are a number of zombies that run all the time, or there are dogs that will attack you. But for the most part, you can walk away from zombies. They won't do a whole heck of a lot to you during the day. I would recommend, at least for the first few days, just avoiding them. Dying has detrimental effects on your overall health quantity. I know that sounds silly and obvious, but what I actually mean is if you die, your total health amount will go down. So your next life, instead of having 100 health, you may only have 90 or 80 or 70. The more times you die, the further down that goes, making it more and more difficult to kind of survive. So the first few days, like I said, just avoid them. It's also worth noting the game probably looks nicer on your computer. My computer is an old turd, so I have the graphics detail turned way down. Oftentimes in the wilderness you'll find random buildings like this, or even whole towns of buildings. We'll start discussing exploring those a bit as we get a little bit further. Normally near buildings or towns especially, there will be a plethora of zombies, so just beware. As you can see there, though, I just walked away from them easily without any real issue. At night, unless you tweak the options, the zombies run. So at least for the first few days, it's best just to hide at night. As long as you're not cooking or banging things or visible, they'll just leave you alone. They won't be able to find you. So our trader is in Wasteland biome, which is what we're in right now. If for some terrible reason you have to wander in a Wasteland biome, be very careful. Make sure you have at least half of your stamina saved up, because while many of the zombies are the same that you would see elsewhere, you will come across feral dogs and other zombies that will run after you. There's a dog there. They'll run after you and kill you. I do not know why. Oh, dog's coming. Dog's coming. Let's run. It's gonna catch me. They're so fast. Oh, it's right behind me, I'm pretty sure. Oh, gosh. Maybe I'll get lucky. I'm not even gonna look. Not even gonna turn around and look. Oh, I hear panting. And growling. It's still behind me. Oh, gosh. Maybe it'll get tired. Maybe it will see another dog of the opposite sex and want to run away from us. I don't know. Nope, still there. Still definitely there. This is not good. So if you're unfortunate enough to where your trader is in the wasteland, it's gonna suck. Avoid wasteland at all costs. Just, well, here we go. Let's do this, dog. Oh my gosh, did it get bored and leave? That was amazing. I don't know how, but we got so lucky. Alright, we're going to rest here for a second. We're going to walk around as much of the wasteland as possible back towards that settlement and the trader. So wasteland, just for your information, is probably the most harsh of all the regions. You'll see wasteland, grassland, kind of a foresty area. You'll see snow and desert. Desert's the easiest to live in initially. You get hot sometimes, but it's easiest to find food and water. The grassland or the forest is probably the easiest as far as temperature goes. So if you can find a desert that borders grassland or forests, you're pretty well set for quite a while. Alright, where did our stupid trader go? He's over here. That's kind of a best case scenario. Nope, that's our bed. There's the trader. Okay. like I said, if you spawn in Wasteland or the tundra or the winter biome, it's best just to just run until you find either forest or desert to start in. While we walk and run here a second, each tool obviously serves a different purpose. So the stone axe is just a good all-around tool. You know, building, tearing down doors or walls, digging. Even initially, you could use that. It just works all around for a lot of things. But if you're in a melee fight with a zombie, the club works much better. Later, I'll show you there are skills you can research to actually increase damage with clubs and blunt objects versus zombies, and to increase your effectiveness with construction tools like the stone axe. There are many things help you kind of specialize, but we'll get into that more later. Okay. Alright, so the settlement is this way. It looks like we can probably avoid Wasteland for the most part. Now these settlements, these traders, close at night. So while you're safe while within their walls during the day, if that little open sign is off, they are in fact closed. It will kick you out and spawn you elsewhere in the map. To open doors, by the way, if they're unlocked, you can walk up to them and press E, you'll open them. Okay, so we have completed the quest to locate our trader. Now what are traders used for? Well, later on when you got a couple more bucks, you can come in and talk to the trader.
I've got the best deals
and purchase
in Navis game.
whatever they may be. Weapons, supplies, food, etc.
Maybe next time.
All
Happy travel,
quite useful,
survivor.
but not necessarily early on in the game. We don't worry about that. Okay, outside. Find some. Let's see if we can leave without them attacking us. Okay, and run. Alright, we know where the trader is. Let's try and get home. It is starting to become evening, and we need to build a base before we get home, someplace we can hide from the zombies. Now, we could try and clear out one of these houses, but like I said, zombies oftentimes gather there, so since we don't really have much in the way of weaponry, let's just try and get back home, and we can hopefully build a small shelter. Just gonna grab a couple of wood here as we sprint away. And as you can see, if you look at my compass up top, I'm just running towards a very tiny bed icon. Okay. Alright. As you continue to use your tools, their quality will degrade until they are unusable. You'll hear a little noise. Let's see if I can make it do it. There we go, that's the one. And you'll see the message across the bottom, this item needs repairs or is missing parts. With the stone axes, or for that matter, any stone tool, it's never worth repairing. I'll show you how you can repair it, but don't ever repair it. Simply scrap it and then build another one. The reason for that with the stone tools is their cost to build is so low, and every time you build one, your skill in crafting that particular item group goes up. So remember how I said always be collecting, always be crafting. At nighttime, when we can't necessarily go outside and explore, we will just hide in our little hut, and we will craft with all the random supplies we collected during the day to level our crafting. We're going to do that because every time you craft an item, it increases your level, which then increases the quality of the items you're crafting. I'll demonstrate that here once we get back home and get a small shelter set up. Every time you go down a small bump, it always sounds like you're injuring yourself. I would think that a survivor of the apocalypse would be a little more, I don't know, resilient. We haven't really eaten or drank anything yet. You can see our food and water is going down. So they start you out with a little bit of food and a little bit of water. That'll get us past the first day. Day 2 is going to be focused around gathering food and gathering resources. Hopefully moving to a slightly more plentiful location. I do see water in the distance over there, so we could head that way and see if we can find a small, not necessarily a village, but a small collection of businesses along the way. But this is more of a day 1 tutorial, so we'll worry about that day 2. Almost back home. Just from running back and forth, our skill in athletics has increased to 5. Pretty much everything you do in this game increases some skill, even if it's just running around. And each of those things has benefits, so there's never an excuse to just be sitting around doing nothing. Okay, we are getting mighty close to our home, so what I'm going to do is click on my stone axe. If we wanted to repair, we could click repair here. We're going to scrap it. It's going to give us a couple of stone. We need a couple more stone to build another axe. And let's see. Axe. Looks like we have enough to build one more. So let's build that while we run back to our bedroom. The lower right hand corner, you can see our axe has been completed, and it is currently sitting in our inventory. Now, where is bedroll? It is almost nighttime. Okay, bedroll's right on top of this hill. So, before nightfall, we need to collect some more supplies quickly. Let's go back. Wood frame, and we can make 15. We're going to need more wood, though. Okay. We are going to run. We're cutting this awfully close. You can see I'm building those wood frames without the window being up. See, I'm populating the lower right-hand corner, and you saw my skill in miscellaneous crafting increase by 1. Okay, let's take our wood frames, put them in our action bar, select them by hitting 8, and then let's go ahead and place them on the ground. Oh, nightfall is almost upon us. Things are going to get real interesting real quick. Let's see if we can build fast enough. I got kind of unlucky in that I put my trader really far away from me on the first day. So the first night might be a bit of a challenge. We have no more wood. At nighttime, remember, the zombies begin to run and begin hunting you. Like this gentleman here. This is not nighttime yet, but he is clearly not happy with me being on his lawn. Okay. Now, I wouldn't recommend fighting a zombie day one, but he's so close to our home that if I don't, he's just gonna go ahead and kill us. Uh-oh. I hear more of them. Nighttime. He is stunned. Things are about to get real ugly. Real ugly. Real like when these guys die. Now, if they don't see you for a period of time, forget you exist. It's so close to nighttime that it's just not going to be good here if these guys are still alive. And you can tell as it gets dark, it gets harder to... Oh, he hit me. Saw my health go down. Oh, no. Oh, it's nighttime. It's nighttime. They're running. They're running. And I will be very dead. So. Oh, gosh. There's more of them. Oh, I am dead. So, perhaps this isn't as much of a how to survive the first night as it is how to die the first night. Now, because we have a bed rolled down in a moment, it's going to give us the choice to spawn on the bed or near the bed. Let's go ahead and spawn near the bed. Spawning on the bed wouldn't really offer us any benefits, as while we do have a small fort or shelter built with the frames, they can see through it. They'll see us. They'll just attack us. So if you look at the compass up top, you'll see a small bluish greenish icon. That's our backpacks where we died last. We also got a hunting rifle. Do we have any ammunition? Oh, wait, no. It's not a rifle. It is just a barrel. Potato seeds and bottled water. Alright, well, let's carefully make our way back to the area that we died. Ugh. I wonder if those zombies decided to go somewhere else. Here's the one we killed. And here's our bag. There we go. Collect all the things we had. Re-equip all this stuff. Not good. They hear me. They hear me. They're still here. They're running. I don't like it. I don't like it. They're very fast. Let's see. Nope, they don't like me. They are not friendly. Oh, they're fast. Okay, I stunned one of them. Let's see if I can separate this one from the pack. Where is he? There he is. Oh, oh. Didn't separate at all. Yeah, it's nighttime. It's hard to see. It just is what it is. Okay, let's see. Oh, getting lucky. Getting real lucky. Nope. Unlucky. Unlucky. Everything's bad. Dying. Okay. Nope. Oh gosh. They're still coming. Alright. Oh, oh, so fast. Get here, free zombie. And I'm dead. I agree with that vague, angry zombie noise. Alright, Well, let's spawn near the bed again. It is only about 11:48. We still got a bit left of nighttime. Depending on how your server is set up, it might be a little different for everyone, but it's going to be night for a while. Okay, I see my backpack. I see the zombie that killed me. Let me kind of... So you can crouch and stay crouched by just... Not good. By just hitting left control, or you can crouch momentarily by hitting C. If you crouch, you can see if you're being hunted, if you are sensed, or if you are undetected. So we are very clearly being hunted right now. Maybe I'll get lucky and I can run past my... Not good. Not good. Zombie! I don't need your crap right now. Alright. Nope, not good. Where's my backpack? Backpack! Not good. Go, zombie! Okay. I need to somehow get one of my weapons into my action slots. Oh, I know. Hold on. I got this. Nope, didn't work. Abort. Abort. Everything's bad. Everything's bad. Fast zombie. Oh, I wish I... Understand. I'm just gonna punch him. Punch a zombie. Oh, zombie punches harder. Oh, come on. Oh, zombie. Oh, gosh, he hits hard. And I'm bleeding. This is less than ideal. Dead. Very dead. Zombie's doing terrible things to my body. Alright, well, at least now all of my things are near my bedroll. I'm going to spawn near again, and the reason being that I'm hoping by spawning near, the zombie will have finished consuming my delicious human body, and it will have decided to wander off. Now there's also a risk in spawning near, and that is that I bring more zombies to where I was. Okay, remember how I said you can crouch earlier and see if you're detected? He does not see me right now, so that's good. Alright, let's see here if we can find a way to sneak back in.
User joined your channel.
What's up?
Hey man, how you doing?
Good. How you doing?
Not too bad. I'm making a quick video on how to survive the first day in 7 Days to Die. It's not working.
No.
I have died many times.
How not to survive day one?
That's what it's going to be titled, yep. Okay. He hasn't seen me yet. He's seen me. It's running. I'm running. The zombie's after me again. Alright, gotta find a way to equip. Come on, zombie. Okay. I'm gonna keep busy for a second. I'm gonna equip my club. I'm gonna get around behind him. And then I'll whack him a couple times. Let's see if I can get him. One. He's not stunned. Still very alive and angry. I am stunned. Oh! I killed him. Alright. Now, we're gonna take our stone axe. By the way, everybody, this is Kendall. You will hear a lot of him as we game together here in the future. And
He's gonna die.
I'm gonna die. Kendall's gonna. Everybody will die.
I'm gonna die immediately after I start playing this game.
Yeah, that's pretty much how it happens. Unfortunately, that's exactly what I'm demonstrating. Okay, I don't have enough wood. Gonna go back and collect a little more wood here in a second. Yeah, I was in the unfortunate situation or circumstance where it put me very far away from one of the mission items, and I had to walk through a very deadly part of the ecosystem where I was nearly murdered, and I spent a lot of time doing that and didn't really have enough time to build my shelter for the first night. So,
where's Matt?
I don't know, you know, he hasn't been in a couple days.
Bummer.
Yeah. It would be
Sounds
fun
like you
to
need a
get all of us
yeah.
on.
You need a battle buddy.
Okay, a little more wood here. Fortunately, there aren't many more zombies in this area that I can see. That doesn't mean they won't appear, but that just means they aren't here currently. Okay. Well, I have broken my stone axe and accidentally thrown it. So let's build another one quickly, for which I will need more stones. Alright, stone. Yeah, this is definitely going to be titled How Not to Survive the First Day.
Yeah.
And another stone, there we go. Axe build. Okay, let's go ahead. Finish off our little structure here. Just like before, I placed the wood frames. I am upgrading them. Let's build a couple more. There's one. Alright, so let's go ahead and finish off this little section here. And let me grab just a little more wood. And we can finally have a small, simple structure. Okay. Okay, now, we have a small structure to hide in. It's not perfect or pretty, but it'll do. The zombies can't see us. So, while we are here and waiting out the night, we can go ahead and get our clothes back on after dying 15 times. We can click on our food, and you see the eat option there, where we can eat. That'll regain our food up here. It'll also help us to heal. We can click on bottled water. Make sure you drink bottled water, not murky water. While, yes, it can hydrate you, it'll also give you dysentery more often than not. So click on our water, hit drink. This is boiled bottled water. That increases our hydration. And then while we wait, if we had more items, we could begin crafting. So we can make a few arrows, just one for now. If we had more stone, we could craft more axes while we wait. Either way, nighttime is the perfect time to craft with all the random resources you are collecting while you're running around. Wait in your shelter until daybreak. Go ahead and emerge and begin the cycle all over again. As you get higher level, you'll get better weapons, you'll get used to the game and how it works. It'll be a lot easier. But for now, hopefully I have showed you either how to or how not to survive the first night in 7 Days to Die. I'll come back with another video shortly, and I'll show you how to go about day 2. Anyway, thanks for watching.